So we're doing an unboxing today. Believe it or not, the UPS man actually had to back up into my driveway to deliver my ICD-10-CM book for 2021. This is my first time that I've had the AAPC edition of the ICD-10-CM that I'm aware of. I may have had one years ago. I don't think I have, but I'm told that it's pretty good. I actually was told that it has its own tabs in here, so I'm really curious to see that. I've also heard some rumors of people saying that their books didn't have chapter 22 in it, which is the new chapter that just basically has the code for vaping and the code for COVID-19 on it. So I'm really excited to open this up and kind of see what it looks like. The edition that I have right now of ICD-10-CM is the Optum 360 book, and you've seen me use this a couple of times. I like this one. My only gripe about it is there's no note pages in it. I love when they have the chapter guidelines at the front and at the beginning of each chapter, which I believe this edition does as well. So right now I'm way up here and my table's way down here. So let me see if I can get you guys at a better angle so you can see what's going on here. You know, when I started out and I was designing this desk, I kept trying to explain to my boyfriend that I think the L-shaped desk could go like this way. And that way when I'm shooting my videos, like my desk is right here and I'm talking to you from behind my desk, and he's like, well, that's stupid because then you'd have to come in and like turn around and go in here. And I'm like, no, this makes more sense. I don't know. I might have to rearrange this office because I feel like it would look, do you guys think it would look cooler if I was like behind my desk kind of talking to you and I had my desk here versus like in the corner and just flipped around? Okay. This is a little bit different of an angle, but let's just go with it. All right, so let's crack this baby open and see what's going on in this edition of the ICD-10-CM book. So for those of you that are kind of new to medical coding, our ICD-10-CM code set, which is our diagnosis codes, update October 1st of every year. Our CPT and HCPCS code update on January 1st of every year. Oftentimes, either you or your employer will pre-order the code book bundle, so you'll get all 3 books. Because you pre-ordered, you get a discount, but they ship at different times because of the release of the books. So the ICD-10 books will ship usually in mid-September, and then the new CPT and HCPCS books won't come out until sometimes mid to late December. So here is the ICD-10-CM code book by the AAPC. It's their edition. One of the first things you'll notice when you even just look at it with the saran wrap still on is oftentimes there is what we refer to sometimes as the snow or the dandruff. So these little tiny flaky pieces of paper from them puncturing for the spiral, and those are still present within the code book. So as soon as I take this off and start opening it up, all of that code book snow is going to start going everywhere. So this is the first year that I've actually opened up my code books at home. I was actually not provided with new books this year because I got an encoder product. So what I've done is I have actually prepared a hand vacuum so that when I open this up and the paper starts kind of going everywhere, I can start sucking it up right away. I'm actually going to shoot like a TikTok or a story reel about this too. All right, let's see if that actually does anything to reduce the dander from the code book. One of the first things I'm noticing about this book is it benefits Susan G. Komen, which I really appreciate as someone who has coded a lot of breast reconstructions for breast cancer patients. I think that's great. It even has it on the back. Kind of fitting that it comes out in October, and that is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that it is a benefit to the Susan G. Komen Fund. So it says here from April 1st, 2020 to March 31st, 2021, AAPC is going to donate to the Susan G. Komen $1 for each AAPC medical coding book that is sold. So that's great. Guaranteed minimum donation of $100,000. Thank you, AAPC. One of the first things I want to check in this book is if it does include the tabs that I was told that they have these tabs included. So the nice thing too about this code book is the first page in here is completely blank. So if you have notes you want to write in here, you could write them right here on this inside of the page. I like that. Here's an advertisement about Codified. It looks like there's a couple of different advertisements that they have in the book. Just a word of caution because there have been people who have gotten into trouble in this before. If you're ever told to white out these advertisements or something and put different notes in them, you are not allowed to white out entire pages of any of your code books really when you're sitting for your certification exam. So do not take that advice. So it looks like it has a pretty nice table of contents in it, and then one of the first things I'm seeing is my ICD-10-CM guidelines, which I really like. And then it has about the notes about how the bold items are changed. I want to make sure that we have the new coding guidelines in here for COVID-19. That's one of the first things I want to take a look at. Here it is. So it is section 1C, 1G, which is our coronavirus infection. So that is included in here. So you can check that out. And it has the pages numbered, which is really nice. Wow, there are some really cool diagrams in this that I've not seen before as far as sequencing guidelines. So let me show you. Here is a great, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so this is cool. I don't know if any of the other code books have this year, but I did not see this in the downloadable versions online. So this might be something that's just specific to the AAPC edition that they added in, but this is really cool. So check out these really cool tables that they have in here. This one is for pregnancy related conditions and determining if the what condition affects the pregnancy, and it's specifically about hypertension and diabetes, and if it's pre-existing or they were pregnancy induced, and which codes to select. That is something else that I'm really impressed with. I'm curious what this orange section is here. Okay, so there's a cool, right after okay, so there's the guidelines, the steps for using the ICD-10-CM book, and then they've got this orange section here. And this orange section here appears to just be a lot of anatomical illustrations. So here's your anatomical circulatory system illustrations, which I think is pretty great. And that'll really be helpful, especially there's anatomy questions in the CPC exam if you're still looking to take your exam, and this could probably help you out piecing together some of those questions. If you're not sure maybe on some of these anatomy things, you could check and see if maybe the organ or system or something that they're referencing might be in one of these illustrations. There's a lot of cool illustrations in this one. Now keep in mind that with your ICD-10-CM manual, when you're sitting for the exam, you can use any edition of ICD-10-CM you want. It's just the CPT that you can only use that AMA edition. So it has to be the AMA edition of CPT, but you can use any edition of ICD-10-CM that you want. Now this isn't something I personally have given a lot of consideration about, but some people, especially those that have eyesight issues, you know, when you get older and you age and you mature, your eyes get a little bit more tired, and some people are very concerned about the font size on their code books. I think this one's pretty good so far. I'm not seeing it to be super teeny tiny, and I like that they also have the guidelines here, so meaning the indentation lines, and those are in yellow so you can see and you can follow through with the indentations in the ICD-10-CM alphabetic index. It's always important when you get a new book to really kind of page through it, because there are people that have reported out that, you know, printing errors happen. So sometimes they might get a page that has a big black smear on it, or there's a page omitted. So when you get your code books, it's really important to just kind of flip through them and make sure that everything looks okay. So my alphabetic index looks okay. I've got my table of drugs and chemicals right here. The font on that, I'll say, is a little bit tiny. So that might be a little bit more difficult to follow some of the table of drugs and chemicals. And then we get into here, where's my neoplasm table? Did I miss it? Yes, so the table of neoplasms, table of drugs and chemicals, and then the external causes should be right behind here. Yep, so here's our external causes. Those look really good too. And then I like that they're nice, very colorful. My favorite thing about ICD-10-CM books now is if they have the little tab on them that say that it is an HCC code, and this looks like it does. It has the little notations on the codes that are HCC codes, and it looks very well color coded, especially in regards to if there is a AHA coding clinic guidance on this. I'm not quite sure about why some of these are green, but definitely it helps things, it looks like, kind of stand out. There's also the CCs, the MCCs. I'm looking for C. Okay, so the excludes notes in here are noted very big, so I like that too. It looks like there's also some really good illustrations kind of throughout the book. Oh. So this is what I'm talking about with the notes pages. So there are entire pages here that they have designated for you to write in notes, which I like. I like when I have pages specifically to write notes. Now, again, remember, you can't write your entire study guide into your code book, but you can write like daily kind of notations of things that you would need for coding purposes. Okay, so this is really cool. Check this out. So right at the beginning of like chapter 9, there's this whole section about anatomy of the cardiovascular system. Check that out. And then a couple pages later, there's some cool tables and stuff in here too. There's a section on common pathologies of the cardiovascular system. So that's really cool too, because again, if there's something that maybe they ask you in the CPC exam about arrhythmias, like they have the definition right there about arrhythmias. However, I will say I am not seeing that my chapter-specific guidelines are at the beginning of each chapter, which I'm very, very disappointed about, because I like having those chapter guidelines at the beginning of the chapter. It's not the end of the world, but it's just so much more easily accessible when you've got the actual guidelines right there in front of the chapter. So yeah, I'm loving the anatomical illustrations. I'm loving all the definitions of the common pathologies. I am really not cool though with the not having the guidelines in the front of the book. The rest of it, I mean, that's probably my one big complaint about this book, is that I don't have my guidelines at the beginning of the chapter. So let me check too where my chapter 22 is. So yeah, I definitely have chapter 22 in here, and then our UO7 codes. There's only 2 codes in chapter 7 right now, UO7.0, which is vaping-related disorder, UO7.1, which is COVID-19. So it's not a very big section right now. It's literally 1 page right at the end of chapter 21. And then we get into our appendices, and I'm not seeing anything, out of the ordinary with the appendices. It looks like they've got the symbols for 7th character codes, summary of the 2021 ICD-10-CM changes, which is important if you want to get a highlight of what is changed since last year. It's a lot of the information about the new revisions and codes and stuff. Ah, here they are. Okay. So yeah, there are tabs already in this edition of ICD-10-CM. Mine actually, oh, look at that. They're a little funky. So mine, you can see this one's a little cockeyed right there in my tabs. My QR got a little bit stuck there, and actually a couple of them look like they got a little bit stuck. But yeah, so it looks like there is the A through Z's for the alphabetic index, and then we have our neoplasm table, table of drug and chemicals, external causes, tabular lists, and then one for each category of ICD-10-CM. But it looks like they're just labeled by the code range, so C00 through C69, which I guess is okay. You don't really maybe need to necessarily know that those are neoplasm codes if you're just looking up that code in particular. There's one tab here that says exam prep, so I'm not quite sure what that's for, if there's an actual section of the book that's exam prep, or if that's just one where you're supposed to tab your note pages or something. Let's go back to our table that they have in here. Okay, let me see if there's one thing in here that says specifically exam prep in it. Under the list of features, it says here there is a chapter dedicated to preparation tips for Aapc's National Coding Exam. Where is that? Okay, so it looks like this is it on page 6. It says here, using your ICD-10-CM towards your credentialing exam, and it talks about studying your exam. It actually talks about bringing earplugs, having number 2 pencils there, so that's kind of cool. Overall, I would give the Aapc Expert ICD-10-CM edition a 9 out of 10. I would definitely give it a 10 out of 10 if it did in fact have the chapter guidelines at the beginning of each chapter. So what's your favorite edition of ICD-10-CM? Let me know in the comments below, and then don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will get alerts when I post new episodes. I will see you in the next episode, and until then, just keep on coding on.